Ohio's On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Ryan Baker, producer Cam Taylor at the controls. Scotty Vegas has the night off. So as we are wont to do, Ryan Baker, we did the show sheet. We did all the show prep, and then Taison Chapman tore his ACL. Now we're going to talk about that to lead off instead of what we were going to talk about. Let's start with that.
What a bummer.
I feel bad for this kid. And people are like, oh, why don't this kid was a top 50 recruit coming out of high school.
Number 33.
The real deal. And they had counted on him. Like, you talk to some of the people that are, over there with the basketball program. He was going to be that two guard off the bench that they were counting on. So, listen, it's tough to say, like, well, you couldn't predict that Chapman was going to get hurt. I know that. But, I still, even with Chapman, and we've talked about this, let's say Chapman was healthy right now, I still wanted another three-point shooter on this roster.
Well, sure. I think everybody did. Here's the nice thing, though, right now in this, and there's nothing nice about this, especially for Chapman, and we'll get into him and this a little more. You still have a roster spot left open on this team. Now, the pickings in the transfer portal are slim, but there are still guards out there. There are still guys that you can get to come in and give you minutes off the bench. Not to mention, you still have Junie Mobley. You still have Colin White, two freshmen that are coming in. I know you never want to rely heavily on freshmen if you don't have to, unless they're the special select few freshmen that we know are guaranteed ballers going to go in the NBA first round. But you still can do that. There was all the talk that, and actually it had been so long I had forgot that they still had a spot open on this roster. And all the talk was you thought they were going to get another big. Well, now maybe that changes Jake Diebler's perception on things, and he can get another guard to help them with that depth off the bench.
Yeah, I hope so. As you mentioned, though, we're now in late June. Kind of late June. It just seems untenable they're going to find somebody. We were all saying all offseason, we've got to find the next Jamison Battle. They didn't find him. The young man from San Diego State shot 29% from three last year. Now, in defense of him, he was banged up last year, and coming into the year, he was shooting 35% for his career. Parrish. Now, there's going to be a lot more on him, and I have a good feeling about Junie Mobley. I'm glad you brought him up. I have a good feeling about Junie Mobley. But, man, all of a sudden now it's like, it already was kind of like, oh, man, I don't know. If Chapman has a good year, they'll be fine. Now he's out of the mix. It's like they don't have enough three-point shooting to do what they want to do.
Here's the thing that I think, I don't know about that, because I don't think what they want to do is shoot the three a lot. I think what they want to do with this team is run and gun and get up and down the court fast, score buckets in bunches quickly. Here's what I think that they're going to bank on is that between a Bruce Thornton, between a Meechie Johnson, a Colin White, a Micah Parrish, all of these guys. I think it's going to be kind of three-pointer by committee and hope that one of these guys gets hot every game. I know that's not the best strategic way to do this, but I don't think a half-court set and shooting three-pointers are what this team was going to excel at regardless. This is an athletic team that is going to run the floor, get up and down, and score a lot of fast break points.
But if the opposing team knows you're not a three-point threat, what are they going to do?
Yeah, but who are you going to stop on this when you've got Aaron Bradshaw, you've got Sean Stewart, you've got all kinds of guys
that averaged 3 points a game last year. Now, hopefully they take the jump that people thought they were. Both of those guys were five-star McDonald's All-Americans, and I'm glad they're Buckeyes. I'm just trying to be real here.
You're not wrong with that.
We can't just assume. So is it like the recruiting rankings were right and last year was wrong? Is it somewhere in between? Was last year right? The recruiting rank? Who knows?
Let's just look at Sean Stewart, though. He was on a loaded Duke team. And if you extrapolate his numbers out to a full game, it's easy to say he's averaged 3 points a game, which is true. But if you extrapolate that out to starters' minutes, he would have scored 12 points a game.
I like that he has the best standing vertical ever at Duke, who's had a few good players come through there.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. This is going to be a super athletic, interchangeable team.
Yeah. What do you make of Bradshaw last year? Was that just – because you're right. With Stewart, it was like, well, okay.
I mean,
he actually, you're right. Everything like points per minute, everything was like, okay, if they actually would have played him more than like 10 minutes a game, like who knows? Bradshaw, he also came off the bench. It wasn't like he was playing out there like 30 minutes a game, but like.
Well, and Bradshaw's a little different. I think it's kind of tough to tell, and it doesn't look good for him because he actually started the season as a starter, I believe, at Kentucky. And then as the season went on, halfway through, a quarter of the way through, he wasn't a starter anymore, and he was coming off the bench. Bradshaw's another guy that he didn't attempt a three last year, but people say he has that in his game. And if he has that, that'll be huge for Ohio State, a big that can stretch the floor a little bit. Obviously, he's probably not going to be shooting 40% from there, but if he can go out there and shoot 25 to 30%, that'll be big. I think Bradshaw being the guy this year in the paint, I think that's going to help him and his confidence tremendously.
I mean, those guys are dripping with talent. I'm thrilled they're here, Bradshaw and Stewart. And, minutes will not be a problem this year, Ryan Baker, for either one of them.
No, I don't think so, especially right now, because they're not going to bring in another big, I don't believe, now with this extra roster spot.
No, I mean, they're looking at if they have an emergency, both those guys are in foul trouble. You have Austin Parks. I know that's not ideal, but he'll be entering his sophomore year. He's on scholarship. Mm-hmm. We saw him a little bit last year. He's every bit of 6'10", 250.
Kind of be like that Joey Brunk, giving you a little bit of energy off the bench, even if it's just 5 minutes a game.
You can't fake the funk with Joey Brunk. Okay, I'm seriously, Austin Parks, like, all you need to do, you're the third string center. You're 6'10", 250. Get in there, throw your weight around, get rebounds, give me an offensive board, put it back, and then get back on the bench. Seriously, you're the third team center. I think Austin Parks can hold that roll down. Give me a guard that can shoot the three.
And you talked about Micah Parrish. If Micah Parrish can get back to a 35% three-point shooter, Michi and Bruce, I both think, are 30% shooters from three in their career. If you can get them to at least be that, maybe a Junie Mobley comes in and shoots 35 to 40. A Colin White shoots about 35% from three. I think they're going to be okay there.
I don't think they're going to be a bad team. I just know they were counting on Chapman as one of their top guys off the bench.
And that's what
Not
stinks.
Just a guy off the bench, but like one of their top guys off the bench. And they were counting on him as being one of the guys like, oh, you think we can't shoot the three? This kid's a good three shooter. Just watch. But, hey, Junie Mobley, like, you were going to play a lot anyway. You're going to play more now. And I like Junie Mobley. I know you do, too.
I think the thing that and I don't want to pick on any of these college guys. I think the thing that this Taison Chapman injury does that hurts this Buckeye basketball team is we're going to see more Evan Mahaffey now. And I don't want to pick on Evan because he does have flashes last year, and he's obviously an energy guy.
He's like a undersized power forward, though.
Yeah, like a Jayshawn Tate almost, as far as that smaller power forward. But he's going to be playing the wing, as he did last year, a little bit more, coming in after Micah Parrish. And we're just going to have to see him more this year, I think.
Well played.
Cam did not like that.
Cam is on point, as usual. We'll see if the CBJ coaching search is on point.
Boy.
Up next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save with a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte. Each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorrento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorrento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
Hi, this is Justin Hinderer. Come see us at John Hinderer Ford in Washington Courthouse for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in Fayette County. We're all in on America and proud to be your Ford AgPack dealer. Don't forget to ask about our convenience and mobile service at the home of the lifetime powertrain guarantee, including engine, transmission, rear differential, and drive shaft on all qualifying vehicles. John Hinderer Ford, just off 62 at Washington Courthouse, or hindererford.net. We love what moves you.
I'm Scotty Vegas, and I just hit on my biggest win of the year. I called Maxima Concrete to create my ultimate sports driveway, and they delivered better than hitting that huge parlay. The neighbors wondered why I just go out and stare with a big smile at the ground. It's because Maxima Concrete gave me the driveway for all my ultimate pickleball battles, my game-winning basketball shots against the kids, and an area to make memories forever. Maxima Concrete does patios, walkways, driveways, and more. Get your free estimate at MaximaConcrete.com.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
All right, so obviously now is the time the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to turn it around and become a force in the NHL. Maybe not right away, but of course in future seasons.
In Don Waddell we trust.
You're a professional. Turn your mic on.
Yeah, it's overrated.
Come on now. People want to hear Ryan Baker's voice. So our friend Aaron Portzline did a story on The Athletic today where he mentioned about like 20 different candidates for this CBJ head coaching job. I was intrigued. I liked the story a lot, and I immediately thought, I'm curious to get Ryan Baker's take on this. I want you to rank your candidates in order. Could be from Porty's story. He didn't rank them. He just mentioned a bunch of guys and why. He didn't rank them. Did he leave anybody out? And give me maybe your top three in order. Who do you want as a CBJ coach?
You know, I haven't even thought that far ahead into this. The one thing we have heard from Don Waddell so far, and we're going to hear from him tomorrow. There's a press conference, I think 10 o'clock in Nationwide Arena with Don Waddell. So it'll be interesting to hear what he says about all of this. So I haven't really thought too much about guys I want, but we do know he wants somebody with NHL head coaching experience. And I think when you hear that right away, the guy that I think of, Bruce Boudreau's name is going to be out there. I think he's too old. He's almost 70 years old now. I don't think that's a realistic possibility, but it could be. A guy that's had coaching experience, all kinds of coaching experience, even in the Metro Division with Washington. The guy I first think of with that is Todd McClellan. He's had great success in San Jose. He was the coach in Edmonton. He was the coach for the Los Angeles Kings. He's won 598 games behind the bench in the NHL. That's 24th all time. He's just 56 years old, so he's not too old. He was actually fired this year by the Los Angeles Kings. They were underperforming anyway, and it changed. It was a spark.
I blame PLD for the Kings.
We'll get to him soon enough. But Todd McClellan is the guy that I think I first think of. In this list that Portzline had, one guy that kind of stuck out to me a little bit was Glenn Gulletson. A couple years ago, he was kind of the next big thing in the head coaching ranks, so to say. And he got his shot with Dallas and with Calgary. I think he spent 2 years at each of those stops, and it didn't quite work out. The last 6 seasons, he's been an assistant with Edmonton. Now, this may be fool's gold because it's Edmonton, and you have the best player on the planet in Connor McDavid.
And other good players.
You also have Leon Draisaitl, and you have Evan Bouchard on the back end, who's a pretty good point on the power play. But the power play in Edmonton under Glenn Gulletson has been the best in the NHL. Again, had some pretty good players, but the Jackets' power play has been non-existent.
Trash,
Ever
might you
since
say?
fourth liner Sam Gagner left. He does have experience coaching Johnny Gaudreau as well in Calgary, so maybe there's something there. That Glenn Gulletson pick is kind of intriguing to me. Dave Hackstall, he'd been with the Flyers and then the Kraken, was a longtime great collegiate ice hockey or head hockey coach. He's a guy that I like on there possibly. Dean Evason, his success in the regular season with the Minnesota Wild has been great, a .639 win percentage, but he could just never get over the hump in the postseason. Only 8-15 is his record in the postseason. I've heard guys say Jeff Blashill's a guy they want. Another guy to think of, because you know these guys, especially in the NHL, they want to have guys that they're used to with. Todd Nelson has had some head coaching experience in the NHL. He's the head coach right now of the Hershey Bears, who just knocked the Cleveland Monsters out of the Calder Cup playoffs. He's playing for the Calder Cup championship now. He has ties to Don Waddell. He was an assistant coach in Atlanta when Don Waddell was the GM there. His name has been bantered out there a little bit, and I'm not so sure it wouldn't be a bad choice. Todd Nelson, Hershey Bears. Maybe there's something there.
And from what I've read, like Don Waddell, and we see this in sports, this is like the least surprising thing ever, like really likes to hire people that he already knows. He's probably not going to hire somebody that he doesn't have any previous, it wouldn't be like, for example, when Ryan Day hired Jim Knowles, no previous relationship. This will be more like Ryan Day hiring Chip Kelly. Mm-hmm. Maybe not. He's not going to hire his mentor as his, it's hilarious. It's so that Chip Kelly, Ryan Day's mentor is now, Ryan Day is now Chip Kelly's boss. It's still funny to me. But seriously, that's what I've heard about Don Waddell, that he is likely, very, very likely to hire somebody that he knows fairly well.
Yeah, and, it makes sense. You're coming to a place, you're trying to rebuild it. You want people that you can trust. Whatever happens in all of this, somehow, whether it stays in Cleveland or he comes up as an assistant on the next coach's staff, I think the Blue Jackets have to keep Trent Vogelhuber in the organization. He's the head coach of the Cleveland Monsters right now. It's his second year. He's a kid from here in Columbus, played hockey at St. Charles, went to Miami University. The Blue Jackets drafted him. He had a knee injury that derailed his career. He is a young, bright mind in coaching, and I don't think you can let him go like you did Jared Bednar, who's doing great with Colorado.
If they let him go, that would be trash.
It would.
Up next is That's Trash on the Money.
Hey folks, it's game day and the betting's gonna be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right, you gotta pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. To find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Beech leaf disease is contributing to the significant decline of beech trees. Since its discovery, BLD has spread rapidly in the northeastern United States. Beech leaf disease first presents itself as banding between the veins of the leaves and progresses to canopy decline. There are several products that have proven to be effective at controlling beech leaf disease that are labeled for use in Ohio. For more information, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
Welcome back to the show, On the Money. First of all, rest in peace to the great Willie Mays. We're going to talk more about him later in the show. I'll give you a little tease. In my opinion, I don't think this is a hot take. He's not one of the best players ever to play. In my opinion, and I know you could make a salient argument about a lot of guys, Willie Mays is the best baseball player ever, in my opinion. He's the opposite of trash.
Definitely not trash.
He's awesome. We're going to talk about that. We're going to give our top 3, top 5 baseball players ever coming up later in the show. But right now, we're going to do a little thing we like to call That's Trash.
Take out the papers and the trash. You don't get no spending cash.
All right, gents, first one.
If you don't spread
the one that I like looking at standings in sports. Soccer has its own way of doing everything. It has its own grammar, which is fine if you're overseas. I don't know why American journalists have picked up. You don't have to use the grammar that English journalists do. You can use American grammar. I also hate how they do the standings in soccer. As I become more of a soccer, when I didn't care about soccer, it didn't bother me because I didn't look at the standings, right? I'm a big Crew fan. So I'm looking at the MLS standings today, and it says the Crew are 7, 6, and 2. It's like, damn, they've lost 6 games? No, they haven't. They've lost 2. So here in America, what we do is we write that as 7, 2, and 6 if you have 6 ties. 7 wins. We do the losses second. We do the ties third, okay? We're not doing it different for soccer. We've already established how we're doing ties in the standings. We're not changing it for soccer, and that's trash.
Take out the trash.
Listen, Bids, soccer is the world's sport. It's not America's sport. You have to follow the world's rules on this. It's just the way it is.
Hey, give Ryan a trash for saying that. Give him the prices. Thank you. And also, get the prices right losing horn ready just in case, because you're probably going to need it, Cam.
All right, so this was very hard for me on which one to go first, but as much as I dislike Pierre-Luc Dubois, we're going to save him here. The Detroit Pistons are just trash. They gave Monty Williams 1 year ago a historic 6-year, $78 million contract, and today they fired him and are on the hook for the $65 million left on the contract. They are 94-240 in the past 5 seasons. That's a .245 winning percentage. They had a 28-game losing streak this past season, and they can't even tank right because they have the 5th pick in the NBA draft here coming up soon, when they were by far the worst team in the league. The Detroit Pistons, Cam, they are trash.
When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
All right, my next one. I am still a Jake Diebler believer, for sure. But the one thing, when the season ended, we were like, okay, the one thing they got to get in the portal is a 3-shooter, right? And overall, I think he's done a good job. And he thought Chapman was going to be around. You can't, hindsight's 20/20. But like Ryan, even with Chapman, we were saying, even with Chapman, go get a shooter. Go get it. They lost Bowen Hardman to Akron. You might think, he's no good.
In hindsight, he might be good on this team.
Maybe now you'd like
year
to have him coming off the bench. So I believe in Jake Diebler. Listen, it was bad luck that Chapman got hurt, but like a lot of us that don't even know what we're talking about, we're like, hey, it's a 3-point shooting game in college basketball. You better be able to at least be dangerous from there. Defense will just pack in and good luck. So Jake Diebler is far from trash. He's the opposite of trash. But, like, you know, not getting a good three-point shooter in the portal, that was trash.
So we knew that Pierre-Luc Dubois was trash by the way he forced his way out of Columbus by totally taking that one shift off. And obviously he never played for the CBJ again. He was benched the rest of the game, and then he was on his way to Winnipeg. Well, he wasn't happy in Winnipeg either, even though he was getting big-time minutes on a team that was pretty good. He forced his way out of Winnipeg because he wasn't going to re-sign there, and he said, you know what? I'm going to take my talents. I'll sign a contract with L.A., the L.A. Kings. You can trade me out west. And he got his wish, and he got $8 million plus a year for 8 years, and he goes out to LA, and he was absolutely garbage this year, dipping in points down to 40 points this season in 82 games. This is a guy that has been or has scored at a 60-point plus game so far once he's become a regular in the NHL. Well, he didn't even last a full calendar year in Los Angeles. They were like, we're tired of your antics out here too. We're going to send you back across the country to the East Coast, to the Washington Capitals for Darcy Kemper. So the Kings get rid of Dubois. They fix their goaltending issues, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, he's still trash.
That's why I don't read the newspaper, because it's garbage. And the editor that let it come out is garbage.
It's hilarious. He thought, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got this 8-year contract, $68 million. I'm just going to chill in L.A. for the next 8 years. 1 year, and then you're going to D.C. for the next 7 years. Maybe the CBJ will trade for him and bring him back here. No.
Until he forces his way out of Washington.
Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck. So you're saying PLD is trash? I agree with that. Up next is more. That's Trash on the Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
It's our absolute favorite place to go for that live VIP sportsbook experience. 12,000 square feet of sportsbook action. 2 huge walls of TVs, not to mention delicious food and drink. But your experience can be even better if you download the Penn Play app.
Yep, you can get up to $140 in rewards. It's so easy, dummies like us can do it. Got to download the free Penn Play app today and cash in your bonuses. Plus, you never know, and you'll see Man and I lurking around.
I'm lurking. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Tire Discounter's new TD Chat BS, we can detect deception over the phone. Let's call a typical tire store.
Yellow, cheapo tire where we bolt them on for less.
Yes, I am in need of tires and lubricant for my vehicle.
Great, come on in, we'll slap on some new tires.
And what about the lubricant exchange?
Oh yeah, we send you over to Ollie's Oil for that.
Location?
They're right down the road. I can almost see them from here.
Deception. Destination is 5.2 miles away.
Well, I'll be.
I may also need braking analysis.
Oh, Bert's Brakes will take good care of you.
Calculating. Time and distance for 2 additional trips.
You mean you want to do tires, oil change, and brakes all in one fell swoop?
Exactly. I observe that Tire Discounters is close by.
Ugh, Tire Discounters.
And they are experts at oil changes, brakes, shocks, and...
I'm losing you.
Hello? I'm sorry. Your system has crashed.
Stop in today for Savor the Summer Savings.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
All right. More of That's Trash. Okay. Now, Rory did eventually say something, but I think it was trash that he didn't man up.
Absolutely.
And I get it. We've all been dejected in sports, and not to that level, obviously. But, I mean, the guy won 2 points, and I guess money doesn't matter to him. I will credit him for not joining the Live Tour, unlike the guy who won the tournament that he just lost. So I have a lot of respect for Rory, but I lost some respect there. And I don't think, Ryan, that coming on Twitter the next day and having a statement that maybe he wrote, probably not, makes up for that. Do what Mickelson did years ago. Just say, I screwed up, and then you don't have to be there. You don't have to hold like a 30-minute press conference. Go in there, go to the media tent for a couple minutes, say, I screwed up. Then you can get on your jet back to Northern Ireland or wherever you're going. I thought Rory not manning up was complete trash.
I love it because it's trash.
He peeled out of there, too. He got pretty close to a couple people. It was funny. Bobby Carpenter on Morning Juice in Columbus on 97.1 The Fan this week talked about players in all sports, they have to face the music afterwards. And him not facing that music was kind of bogus. You'd think Rory is used to this the past 10 years, choking away major championships. So I don't know why this one was more. But we were talking in the break bids about our Reds. We've said this a couple times all year, but the Reds offense is just trash. When TJ Friedel is not at the top of that lineup, it just seems like there is something missing with this team. They just lose a series to the Pirates. They only gave up 6 runs in the 3 games. Problem is, the Reds only scored 3, so they lost 2 of those games. Series that they really needed to win recently against NL Central teams, Milwaukee and the Pittsburgh Pirates. They end up dropping. They fall from second in the division all the way down to last place in the division. Something has got to change because this Reds offense is trash.
Camo, you are up.
So I think it's pretty sad or kind of bad that I'm kind of rooting for a Canadian hockey team to extend the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes.
Against former goalie Bob, just because it's almost at that summer dead period where it's just MLB and golf, and so I just want anything else I can get. So I want to extend the series to 7 games, but it means I've got to root for those darn Canadians. That's trash.
Take out the trash.
I will say, like, it is cool, like, when they do, like, the national anthem and then "O Canada." They do the Star Spangled Banner, and the guy in Edmonton is standing in the crowd. We have a great one here in Columbus, obviously, with Leo. I love that he's like a cult hero. I saw somebody had the Leo shirt on today. It's just so cool. There's something like, I get chills hearing our national anthem, period, before sports. I get chills. Obviously, Whitney Houston did it the best of anybody. There's something really, really cool about those being back-to-back. "O Canada" is a cool anthem. It really is.
It really is. Cam, don't do that to goalie Bob, though. You've got the Paris.
No.
You've got the Paris Olympics coming up. You can watch that, and that'll take away your summertime.
Cam's trying to win me some money here.
Yes.
I got some coin on the Oilers, and I was like, okay, they're done. So are you guys telling me there's a chance?
I'm not saying that.
You're not saying
it? Cam's saying that.
That's why Cam's my guy.
I think after last night, I think it's the Oilers series now.
Connor McDavid was pretty darn good the last 2 games.
They dragged him back to Alberta. I love that he said it before the game, too. We need to drag him back to Alberta. I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. And then they dragged them back to Alberta. You know those Miami boys did not want to get on that plane. I love this. This is the longest distance ever in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals between two teams.
The most
Miami,
northern team and the furthest south.
I absolutely love it. I also absolutely love the late, great Willie Mays. Where does he rank as far as the greatest baseball players? Is he number 1, number 2, somewhere else? We're going to talk about Willie Mays next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Want a great choice with great value? It's great to drive Honda and save thousands with low 1.9% financing. All your favorite Honda models are in stock. Save big on a great selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks, like the new 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now with low 1.9% financing. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 7/8/24.
Skyline is turning up the heat this summer with Hot Met Cheese Conies, made with a premium Hot Met sausage from Queen City Sausage. But don't wait. Hot Met Conies are only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Come get yours today.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save with a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about the late, great Willie Mays. Passed away at the age of 93 last night.
The key word there is great.
I mean, to me, this is a bold statement. I will stand by it. He's the greatest baseball player ever. And here's something I don't think people know. So he won the NL MVP, I believe it was 1954.
54 is correct.
Let's look it up. Okay.
I've got all of it right here.
The 2 years before that, he barely played because he had to serve in the United States Army because of the Korean War. So it wasn't like, oh, well, maybe he wouldn't have been good those 2 years that he had to give up to serve our country. He won the MVP the first year he got back, and then he won another MVP. He finished with 660 home runs. He was a wizard in center field, just an absolute defensive wizard. He's the best. I don't think anybody disputes he's the best, defensive / offensive player ever. To me, and listen, Babe Ruth, I love Babe Ruth. I love Ty Cobb. Well, I don't love Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb is in the discussion. Mickey Mantle's in the discussion. Barry Bonds is in the discussion. For me, Ryan, Willie Mays is the best baseball player that has ever walked the face of this earth.
You talk about this as like it's a hot take or maybe people not agree with you, but that's all I heard this morning from people on ESPN and things like that. Is almost all of them said Willie Mays was the best baseball player of all time. And Tim Kirkjian talked about those 2 years of military service, which, by the way, he was the Rookie of the Year in 1951. So it was his first year in Major League Baseball. So he wins the MVP basically in his second year because he didn't really play those next 2 years because of military service. He says, Tim Kirkjian swears, if it wasn't for those 2 years, Willie Mays would have been the one to break Babe Ruth's home run record.
For sure he would have.
And not Hank Aaron. This is such a fun discussion with me, really, in all sports, but especially baseball, because I think baseball, more than any sport, has changed and been affected by time. And when I say that, the technology, like you can't really change a football that you're carrying. Now, we know football has changed, especially with the evolution of the passing game. And basketball has changed with the evolution of the three-point shot and the deep shot. But the equipment, for the most part, as far as playing the game, hasn't really changed. But baseball, these guys used to swing basically a tree trunk that they played with their whole career. We know guys now break baseball bats every other game, but these guys were swinging a log basically at a ball that was basically feathers inside of leather stitched together. So the numbers in baseball through the years and the difference are so hard to compare players. Like Willie Mays was great. And I never unfortunately got to watch him play. And I think the best comparison we have to him in our time bids is Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Okuna. I could go. Griffey in his prime for sure.
Ken Griffey Jr. As far as the defensive prowess, Junior won 10 Gold Gloves. Willie Mays won 12. That's tied for the most all time with Roberto Clemente. There's another one that you could throw in probably in the best of all time. So I don't know how you rank baseball players. Obviously, Willie Mays. Obviously, Babe Ruth is in there. I think Barry Bonds is in there. You can say whatever you want, but he was hitting off of players that were juiced too. Yeah. Ty Cobb, Mickey Mantle. Yeah. But that's also kind of, I think, a slap in the face to some of the players of today in this era, like a Alex Rodriguez, like a Ronald Acuna, like a Mike Trout, like a Barry Bonds.
Mike Trout's on the list.
It's just so hard.
Ohtani will definitely go down as one of. Right now, he might be top 10.
And listen, one of the best baseball players I feel I've ever watched was Eric Davis.
Yes, sir.
But injuries, ruined his career.
Yeah, we're going to be a little biased on that one.
But I mean, it's just so interesting. Who is the best all time in baseball? Because it's so different now with the technology.
Yeah, that's why there's no right or wrong answer. That's why I'm clear. It's my opinion and why you can make a very good argument for a lot of different guys. But my guy, and it's not because he died last night, has always been Willie Mays. I was always like, this guy, people knew, but I don't think a lot of people knew. I hope if there's one person that just learned that Willie Mays served 2 years
I'm sure there's
in
a lot
our
of
country's military in the middle of his career, and he still put up the numbers he did. I mean, I hope if one person learned that, I'm happy, because Willie Mays, just look at his numbers, period. They're off the charts. And you look at what he did defensively, off the charts. And then he missed, as Ryan was saying, he was a Rookie of the Year and then had to go serve 2 years in the United States Army in the Korean War, and then came back, and he was pretty good. He won the MVP the next year in 54.
And you know what else is great about this argument? Somewhere, Walter Johnson, Cy Young, Greg Maddux, and Nolan Ryan are screaming at us, saying we're some of the best of all time. The one thing that sucks more than anything about getting old is seeing your heroes and people you grew up admiring die. And we've had 3 of them recently in the sports world with Bill Walton, Jerry West, and now Willie Mays. They say death comes in 3, and it has in the sports world here recently, and it's a shame because they were 3 legends.
Very well said. Very well said. R.I.P. Willie Mays. To me, again, you're the best, and you helped create one of the best movie characters ever, Willie Mays Hayes.
Don't do it again.
Because Ryan, Willie Mays Hayes, he might run like Mays, but he hits like.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Don't say it. Don't say it. That was also the cinema. Well, I don't know if it was his debut. It's the first time anybody really heard of somebody named Wesley Snipes playing Willie Mays Hayes in the great Major League, probably other than Pulp Fiction and maybe the Godfather series. Major League might be the best movie of all time. Up next is Best Bets on the Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Hey, folks, it's game day, and the betting's going to be intense, Drew. You said it, Dave. But a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible. That's right. You got to pause before you play. Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky. And pausing to set limits is an all-star move. That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop. Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. To find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. Dave Biddle, Ryan Baker, Cam Taylor. Scotty Vegas is on assignment. Of course, he will be back on Sunday. Right about now, it is time for Best Bets. Hit it, Cam.
Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas both think they're right. Chances are they're both wrong. On the Money presents Best Bets.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. If you need a driveway, garage, patio, even an in-ground pool, Maxima Concrete are the guys to call. Schedule a free estimate today at MaximaConcrete.com.
So, Ryan, we were talking on the show Sunday. We thought over 8.5 on the Steelers. You being a Browns fan, me being a Bengals fan, of course we're on the Steelers bandwagon. Joking. But seriously, if you're looking to make money, the Steelers over-under on most sites is 8.5, right? And you found one that has it at 7.5.
There are a couple out there that have it 7.5. The odds aren't great, though. It's minus 200. So you got to bet a lot to win some. But if the Steelers win less than 7.5 games this year, that'll be the most shocking thing to me in a long time.
Even if they go 8-9, I'll be surprised.
Yeah,
I know it's a brutal division. I know they have uncertainty at quarterback, but so if Russ doesn't come through, you're gonna have to turn to Justin Fields, who they got for free, thanks to Ryan Poles. They're gonna be okay. Justin Fields at the very worst will be okay.
Last year, and they were 10-7 with absolute junk at quarterback.
I mean, Fields actually won some games in Chicago with not. I know he had DJ Moore this past year with not much around him. Okay, and the Steelers got him for nothing. All right, what's your best bet, my man?
So Bids, I'm a big UFC guy. So I'm looking ahead to UFC 303. A lot of people probably disappointed because Conor McGregor is out. We're not getting the return. 3 years in the making. But the main event is still a pretty good one. Alex Pereira taking on Yuri Prochazka. The light heavyweight championship of the world is on the line. If you remember, Alex Pereira won the light heavyweight championship of the world, knocking out Yuri Prochazka, who was a former champion as well. Right now on ESPN Bet, Alex Pereira is minus 170 to win this fight. I actually can't believe the odds are that good. I thought it would be worse than that. So minus 170, Alex Pereira, I think he's just too big. He's too strong for Yuri Prochazka. Pereira is a guy that could fight heavyweight easily. Now, you don't have the odds yet, so you have to pay attention to it. ESPN Bet doesn't have the odds yet for, the way of winning. But when you get it in there, you could probably get Pereira to win by knockout or TKO in, say, less than 3 rounds. You could probably get that for, plus 125 or plus 150. And I would say that's a pretty good bet as well once it shows up. But right now, I think you can take that to the bank at minus 170. Alex Pereira gets the win and keeps his belt.
I like it. I'm going to take as my best bet the Guardians to just smoke the Mariners tonight. I'm kidding. That is going on right now. The Guardians are smoking the Mariners. I'm going to take Josh Naylor to hit 2 home runs. He's hit 2 home runs.
You probably got
Guardians
good odds for
are
that.
So good this year. So good. Good for them. Good for them. I'm happy for them. We were talking, there's no really hate. It's not like football. There's only so much hate to go around. In football, obviously, Cleveland and Cincinnati hate each other. In baseball, it's okay.
Plus,
when we play each other, we don't like each other. The other 158 games, it's okay, cool.
You get to see the future Guardians while you're here.
Exactly.
Back when I worked for the Clippers, I got to see Jose Ramirez and
a beautiful park.
Jason Kipnis and Carlos Santana. Sure, I didn't like Michael Brantley, but I rooted for those guys.
Wait. Is there a story? Why didn't you like Michael Brantley?
There is. I'll have to tell you about it off air.
Oh, okay. Geez. This is even better. It's an off-air story. Okay, I'm still going with. I'm surprised it hasn't changed yet. I like Ohio State's odds to win the national championship in football. I feel like it should be 2-1. It's 3.5 to 1, so plus 350 for the Buckeyes to win it all. They've got the best roster, my friends. They've got the coaching staff. They've got the depth. They've got it all. Okay, now Georgia's really good. I get that. Texas is good. Oregon's good. I feel like it's a 4-horse race, and I like the Buckeyes. And I like plus 350, man.
If you could have got them back when they were 7-1, you're really feeling good about that.
Maybe I did.
Hope you did.
But I'm still liking. Okay, let's talk about the Stanley Cup final odds. So what do you think? What do you think the chances are the Oilers can get this done? This has Yankees, Red Sox written all over it. Feels like to me. I'm only saying that, Cam, because I bet on the Oilers, of course.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that the Panthers would have got it done in 5. I didn't think that what was going to happen last night would happen. But, man, Connor McDavid showed why he's the best hockey player on the planet. That setup he had, where he skated basically through the whole Florida defense instead of Corey Perry for a goal, was just ridiculous. I just think goalie Bob, I think Florida is just too good to lose 4 straight. Now, I know Edmonton had some long winning streaks this year, an 8-game, a 16-game. I think Florida gets this done. I just don't think – I think they are too good to lose 4 in a row.
I didn't even know they had a 16-game winning streak this year. What was the year with the Jackets under Torts? Did they win how many? 12?
They won 16 in a row.
That was 16?
Well.
That was awesome. That's when we knew, something's going on here.
And what was so cool about that, I think it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, they played Minnesota. The Jackets had a 14-game, and Minnesota had a 12-game at the time. So I remember that very well. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was at the end of 2019 because I was down covering the Fiesta Bowl for Ohio State, and I had some national writers who obviously – when Ohio State football goes on the road, Ohio State media takes over the media area. We have the largest beat in the country. So we're down there in Phoenix, and one of the national writers said, I've never heard so much about the Columbus Blue Jackets in my life before. Because that was right when they were on that winning streak, and we were all from Columbus talking about it.
Yeah, so, again, Edmonton could. There's a chance, but I don't think there's much of a chance.
Okay, so here's the odds. Okay, Edmonton Oilers, my Edmonton Oilers. plus 275 to pull this off, to win the Cup. Florida Panthers minus 350. If you had to put $100 either way, you make 275, you make like 35. What are you doing if you had to put 100?
I'd go goalie Bob. Like I said, I just think Florida's too good.
I'm sticking with my boys. Go Connor McDavid. Go win this thing. That is our show for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. For Ryan Baker and Cam Taylor, I am Dave Biddle. Scotty Vegas will be back on Sunday. This is On the Money.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Tired of waiting for your auto service to be completed at the dealership? Hi, this is Justin Hinderer with the Hinderer Motor Company. Let our experienced factory-trained technicians come to you in our mobile service truck. 90% of all repairs can be done at your home or office. Brakes, recalls, maintenance, it can all be done on your terms when you need us with our mobile service truck. Go to HindererMotorCompany.com and schedule mobile service today. That's HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
The Ohio Egg Fest is back for its 10th year, presented by Specialty Gas House and Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. Join us for this big green egg grilling competition at Fortress Obetz on Saturday, July 27th. Enjoy all-you-can-eat food from 36 cook teams, live music from North to Nashville, cooking demos, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on discounted big green egg grill packages with over $600 off retail and a lifetime warranty. Pre-order online at theohioeggfest.com today. Before they sell out, all proceeds benefit cancer research at the James. Get your discounted big green egg grills and your taster tickets now at theohioeggfest.com.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
I'm Scotty Vegas, and I just hit on my biggest win of the year. I called Maxima Concrete to create my ultimate sports driveway, and they delivered better than hitting that huge parlay. The neighbors wondered why I just go out and stare with a big smile at the ground. It's because Maxima Concrete gave me the driveway for all my ultimate pickleball battles, my game-winning basketball shots against the kids, and an area to make memories forever. Maxima Concrete does patios, walkways, driveways, and more. Get your free estimate at Maxima